Hey, what's up, everyone? Going to do a breakdown here today of Jay Cutler. Got a request to do this breakdown. I thought it was a great idea. I do think that he has really a strong arm, always has had one of the stronger arms in the league, and is very just a naturally talented thrower. And so I thought I would go over and show you guys what makes him have the arm strength that he does. And when going through his highlights here, found a throw that just shows him with the absolute rocket of a throw here. And so why not go in and break this down and see what makes his ability to create this type of throw. One thing that is undoubtable within all these guys is that they build their I mean, they have strong rotator cuffs. Whether they started throwing when they're younger, they have just overall good genetics, whatever the case may be. You got to have a strong shoulder. So that's one thing that we definitely try to train in, and it's all parts of the shoulder. So you need to know how to train the shoulder, how to make it all strong, and how to incorporate the strength in the shoulder with the power and the rest of the body. So, you have to be able to rotate well in the spine. You have to be able to use your obliques well. You have to be able to be effective within your front leg. All that stuff is very, very important. So, one thing that stands out with Jay Cutler is he undoubtedly has a very strong shoulder, a very strong arm. Another big thing that he does is he uses a lot of his left arm, his off arm, when he goes to the throw. That's something that he does where he kind of extends that left arm straight out, and then he brings it back. He has kind of that pitcher type of style there where he's really driving that elbow back, and that's a good cue that we use a lot with really trying to drive that left arm through in order to propel the right arm forward as a thrower. Okay, one of the things I think he can improve on would definitely be his the flexibility within his spine. We see this a lot where you go into that hyper extension in the back, and it's kind of from that elbow drop too. You can see he goes and he loads the ball up, and then as he brings the elbow through, he drops it a little bit there. May end up causing some type of elbow pain. I didn't look a lot into his injuries going through the pros and before that, but I'm sure he had some arm soreness, some elbow soreness, just because of how that arm kind of drops there, and could probably get the more rotation within the ball earlier to make it so the release can be a little bit faster. But those are all small particular things. One thing that stands out here is that when he's coming around, he does a great job of really being loaded in the back part of the hip there. So he has that good bent knee, and that makes it so that femur sits further into the socket, and then from there he creates a lot of rotation and creates a lot of force, really more so from his chest and his upper body when he creates his throw. So he's very much upper body dominant, but he's able to make this laser of a throw with a little bit behind the 15, and that's on an absolute rocket down the field. I know this was a couple years ago because Brandon Marshall made the catch, but yeah, a great throw there. Something that I think Jay Cutler definitely could have done better on was or I wish he could have ended up to develop his talent a little bit more and been a top tier quarterback. But either way, he still has great arm talent, and you could see his ability to really. He has great rotation within the spine, just doesn't have as much mobility within flexion extension. That there could be some give and take there where you don't have as much mobility within your flexion extension of the spine because of how much mobility he has within rotation, really within that mid back. So the reason he uses so much of that arm, that left arm when he throws, is because he has a great ability to rotate within his what's called thoracic spine. Just doesn't have as much core strength there, and also gets that ball kind of stuck behind him a little bit, which gets him into that hyperextension. Whenever you're having back pain or anything like that, it's because that ball is getting stuck a little bit too far behind your head, and you're getting stuck into a little bit too much external rotation. You could also end up having pain within like the front part of your shoulder, bicep, if you have that problem going on as well. So that's definitely something that you can work on to try to improve. He also does a good job of getting his hips through early, so he kind of has that Cam Newton type of thing where he goes and rotates his hips early, gets those in front of him, and then from there really drives through with that arm. I think that's a good thing to do, and it makes a lot of sense to get those hips forward and then use your obliques to bring the rest of your body through from there. So then I'm going to do one last one here. just because it's a close-up. I would say the problem with this one is he kind of drops the ball a little bit, but we could really see how he uses that left arm to really drive the ball through. I think that's a big thing to take from Jay Cutler's throw, because we've already seen guys that get those hips through a little bit earlier and get the weight going a little bit faster, but not as many guys that use that left kind of straight arm and then create a large amount of rotation within the spine by really driving that through. And I think that's a good thing to add in to really make it so you get a faster movement within the throwing arm, the right arm, as you're coming through the throw. So, yeah, I think it's a great takeaway. I think what Jay Cutler does is, he has, again, great arm talent, and I think you could definitely take something away from, his tool chest and apply it to yours. So let me know if you have any questions. My email is Morey, Morey, at yourperformancelab.com. We could do a breakdown for you online. We could also go and, we have an online membership. We have great stuff that we're putting on Instagram and Facebook, and we have Twitter, everything like that. Our online membership goes into detail about what are the proper mechanics of the throw. We give some exercises. We also go into speed as well. And then our throw breakdown is something where we will break down your throw similar to what we're doing with Jay Cutler here, and then we give exercises and specifics for what you can work on in order to improve your mechanics. So check all that stuff out. If you want, just go ahead and again, send me an email, Morey, Morey, at yourperformancelab.com. Thanks again for another video. We will have another one up on Saturday.